Greetings, EBC Greenhouse family. This is Minister Eric coming to you once again. Family, I want you to think about a word for a second. The word is culture. Think about that word for a second. You know, that word culture gets thrown around a lot. But what does that word really mean? You know, in short, the word culture expresses the common desires, attitudes, and values of a group of people. Teams, schools, friend groups, cities and countries, and even churches can all have their own cultures. And you know what's interesting? The world itself has a culture. The world's culture is constantly changing. What's cool today? Give it 24 hours. It'll change tomorrow. But the world's message, the culture that the world and the message that it projects is consistent. It's always the same. And that message is this: people and things are more valuable and more important than God. Look around for yourself and see if this is true. And after examining others, don't forget to examine you. You know, the word of God tells us in 1 John chapter 2, it says, for the world, this culture, offers only a craving for physical pleasure. It offers a craving for everything we see. And it offers the attitude of pride in our achievements and in our possessions. These are not from God the Father, but they're from the world. This is the world's culture. However, the culture of God's kingdom is truly opposite that of the world. God's people value Him more than anything and everything and everyone else. Standing at the collision, just like in a real accident, standing at the collision of these two cultures can be scary. There's a lot of friction, as you heard and witnessed, between these two cultures. Sometimes it is easier to disobey God and protect yourself, like Peter did when he denied Jesus 3 times the night of his arrest, than it is to endure the friction. There are other examples in the Bible, like Esther. She shows us how to face fear and friction with courage and obedience. Esther, she was an Israelite living in a foreign country. As an orphan, Esther was raised by her cousin Mordecai. When the king held a beauty pageant to find a suitable queen, Esther won. Yeah, she sure did. She won that thing. It's believed she was around 14 years old when she became queen. Esther became immensely popular with everyone in the palace, especially with the king. While Esther grew in favor in the king's court, in the king's palace, Mordecai, her cousin, he deeply offended the king's right-hand man. And you know you're in trouble if you disappoint, offend the right-hand man of the king. Mordecai refused to bow as he passed by Haman, and that's what irritated Haman. The culture at that time embraced the requirement of bowing unto a man. But Mordecai, being an Israelite, a Jew, he wasn't having any parts of that. He only bowed unto God. Haman was beyond furious. I mean, super mad. Beyond just angry, super mad. He asked the king to issue a decree that would destroy Mordecai and all the other Jews in all the land. Up until this point, Esther had not told anyone, not a soul in the palace, she was Jewish. She did this at the request of Mordecai. But now with her life and the life of others on the line, that was about to change. To find out more about this story and how culture and courage often collides, you'll have to read the rest for yourself. I want you to read Esther chapter 4, verse 6 through chapter 5, verse 3, and then answer these 3 questions. Question number 1, what did Mordecai request of Esther to do? Question number 2, what do you think Esther stood to lose? And question number 3, what would it cost you to take an unpopular stand for God? Well, that's all for now, family. I'll see you later. Stay safe, stay well, peace out.